Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Three Duggar sisters from the hit TLC reality series 19 Kids and Counting On are breaking their silence about their tragic miscarriages. It is never easy to be vulnerable on such a sensitive topic, but this is helping to raise awareness and compassion. So, what are they saying? Keep reading for more details on what the ladies shared. Duggar sisters break silence about tragic miscarriages. The Duggar family may be extensive with 19 children, but there could have been more. Matriarch Michelle Duggar suffered 2 miscarriages, so that was never easy for her. Yet it may have been helpful when her own daughters were going through the same thing. Although many of them have gone on to have happy and healthy families, some have suffered tragic miscarriages. Now, 3 of the girls feel comfortable enough opening up about what they went through. Tearful, Jessa Seawald, and Joy Anna Forsyth are delving deep into a very sensitive discussion. On July 9, 2025, Duggar spoke out on her and her husband Jeremy's podcast. She shared that she lost her baby at 6 or 7 weeks, shortly after doing a Zoom reveal to her family. That same day, the mother of 3 saw that she was lightly bleeding. However, she believed that it was normal and went about her evening, feeling that she had a great first pregnancy. Therefore, no need to worry, but sadly, that was not the case. Her sisters, Jessa and Joy Anna, were also on the pod to share their similar experiences. Jessa's miscarriage came in 2020, a year after Duggar's, and the Duggar sister shared that it all went down at a wedding. She attended it with her husband, Ben, when she saw a flow of blood, but she wanted to put on a brave face. They had traveled for this event, so she felt an overwhelming obligation. She then suffered a miscarriage in 2022. Joy Anna soon chimed in, discussing how she and her husband, Austin, had a stillborn baby girl at 17 weeks. She added this: "It doesn't matter at what gestation, your body still thinks that you're pregnant. Even if you're mentally struggling, physically, your body is struggling because it's wrecked your system. Life goes on." The Duggar trip admittedly struggled with the idea of having children after heartbreak. Tearful went on to welcome 2 more children, Evangeline, 4, and Finnegan, 3 months. Jessa Seawald is currently pregnant but also shares Spurgeon, 9, Henry, 8, Ivy, 6, Fern, 3, George, 18 months with Ben. Finally, Joy Anna Forsyth has Gideon, 7, Evelyn, 4, and Gunnar, 2, with her husband Austin. The ladies all credit having amazing people around them to help through the tough moments. After they spoke on the Duggar and Jeremy podcast, listeners showed so much compassion to the sisters. "Thanks for sharing y'all's hearts and stories. What strong, beautiful women. Thank you for sharing your stories. Such a scary and sad conversation that most of us know all too well. Hopefully, through sharing their experiences, more women will feel that they are not alone." What were your thoughts after hearing the Duggar girls speak up? Finally, do you feel that this will help more people who are struggling? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For years, the Duggar family has been known for their large brood, their devout Christian values, and their life chronicled on the hit TLC series 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On. Viewers watched Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar raise their ever-expanding family and later saw their children grow up, get married, and begin families of their own. But behind the smiling photos and celebratory baby announcements, 3 Duggar sisters, Jill Dillard, Jessa Seawald, and Joy Anna Forsyth, have faced unspeakable heartbreak. In this deeply personal and emotional revelation, Jill, Jessa, and Joy Anna open up about their private miscarriages, experiences that shattered their worlds and changed them forever. For the first time, they are breaking their silence together, offering an honest, raw look into their journeys through grief, faith, and healing. The Duggar legacy of motherhood. For the Duggar daughters, motherhood was almost a foregone conclusion. Growing up in a household of 19 children, many of them were changing diapers and soothing crying siblings long before they reached adulthood. From an early age, the sisters were taught that motherhood is one of the highest callings a woman can answer. Jill, Jessa, and Joy-Anna each stepped into married life with the expectation and desire of becoming mothers. Baby announcements became a regular occurrence in the Duggar household, and fans eagerly tracked each new pregnancy. But what the cameras didn't always capture were the moments of quiet devastation that followed when pregnancies ended in loss. Jill Dillard, a heartbreaking first loss. Jill was the first Duggar daughter to marry, tying the knot with Derek Dillard in 2014. Just over a year later, she gave birth to their first son, Israel. Their second son, Samuel, followed in 2017. But between the two pregnancies, there was a silent pain that Jill had kept to herself until now. In between Israel and Samuel, I had a miscarriage, Jill shares, her voice trembling slightly. It was very early, just a few weeks in, but the loss was real. I remember feeling confused, like I had done something wrong. Jill's miscarriage came as a shock. She had assumed, like so many do, that pregnancy would automatically lead to a baby in her arms. I had never thought about miscarriage before. I had grown up in a family where pregnancies were plentiful. It just never crossed my mind that I could lose a baby. Though Derek was supportive, Jill admits she struggled with guilt and silence. I didn't tell my parents right away. I felt ashamed. I felt like my body had failed, and that if I had just been more careful or eaten better or prayed harder, maybe things would have turned out differently. It wasn't until years later, after therapy and journaling through her grief, that Jill began to understand that miscarriage was not her fault. I needed to grieve that child. I still think about them sometimes. I believe I'll see them again one day. Jessa Seawald, no heartbeat. Jessa, the second eldest Duggar daughter, has always been composed and articulate, often described as the calm and steady sister. After marrying Ben Seawald in 2014, she welcomed 4 children in quick succession. But it was during her 5th pregnancy that Jessa's world fell apart. I went in for a routine ultrasound, Jessa begins, her voice firm but heavy. I had just passed the first trimester and was so excited. We brought the kids with us because we thought they'd see their baby sibling on the screen. But instead of joyful smiles, the room turned somber. The technician went quiet. I asked, "Is everything okay?" She said she needed to get the doctor. My heart dropped. Jessa was told that there was no heartbeat. I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was a nightmare, she says. You're sitting there with your kids next to you and you're trying not to cry, but you feel like your whole world is crumbling. Jessa had to deliver the baby at home. She chose not to go to the hospital. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. You prepare for labor, for delivery, but nothing prepares you to deliver a baby who won't take their first breath. After the loss, Jessa and Ben named their baby River Bliss Seawald. We wanted a name that reflected both the sorrow and the hope. A river represents movement, life, change. And bliss is our prayer that our baby is now in heavenly peace. Jessa went public with her story in hopes that it would encourage others to talk about miscarriage. So many women go through this, and they carry it alone. I want them to know they're not alone. I see them. I was them. Joy-Anna Forsyth. I still remember holding her. Joy-Anna, the 9th child of the Duggar family, was always known as the adventurous tomboy. She married Austin Forsyth in 2017, and the couple quickly started a family. Their son Gideon was born in 2018, but it was their second child, a daughter named Annabelle Elise, that left the deepest scar. I was 20 weeks along, Joanna recalls, tears welling in her eyes. We had gone in for our anatomy scan expecting to find out the gender. Instead, we were told that our baby had no heartbeat. It was the first time she truly understood the meaning of the phrase, unimaginable pain. I couldn't believe it. I had just felt her kick the day before, Joanna says. I thought they had made a mistake, but there was no mistake. Joanna would have to deliver her daughter, who would never cry, never open her eyes, never know her mother's touch in this life. They gave us time with her. I held her in my arms. She was tiny, but perfect. I remember every detail, her nose, her little fingers. I still see her in my dreams. Joanna and Austin decided to name their daughter Annabelle Elise, a name that spoke of grace and promise. We buried her in a small ceremony with just family. I wrote her a letter and tucked it into her blanket. It said, "You are loved, and I will always carry you with me." Joanna's journey through grief was long and painful. I struggled with anger toward God. I kept asking, why us? But over time, I found peace in believing that Annabelle's life, however short, had purpose. Sisterhood in grief. Though each sister had walked through miscarriage in her own way, they found solace in each other. There's something about knowing your sister understands, Jessa says. When I told Joy about my miscarriage, she just hugged me and cried with me. No words needed. Jill, too, says that sharing their losses made their bond stronger. We were raised to be close, but there's a different kind of closeness that comes through shared pain. We prayed for each other, cried together, and reminded each other that our babies mattered. The sisters say they have often talked about their babies in private, sharing names, milestones that would have been, birthdays that never came. We light candles on their due dates, Joanna says. We talk about what we think they'd look like. It helps to keep their memories alive. Faith, healing, and speaking out. For the Duggars, faith is the anchor in every storm. But each sister admits that faith was not always easy to hold on to in the aftermath of loss. I questioned everything, Jill says. But I've learned that faith isn't about never doubting. It's about clinging to hope even when you're broken. Jessa echoes the sentiment. I had to relearn who God was for me, not just as a giver of blessings, but as someone who holds me when I grieve. All three sisters now feel a calling to speak openly about miscarriage, not just within their community, but for the countless women watching silently from the sidelines. There's still so much stigma, Joanna says. People don't know what to say. Sometimes they say the wrong thing. But I want people to know that just acknowledging our babies means the world. New life and eternal love. Today, each of the three sisters has gone on to have more children. But they are quick to say that new life does not erase past pain. I love my living children with all my heart, Jill says. But there's still a space in my heart for the one I lost. That doesn't go away. Jessa agrees. Grief and joy can exist together. One doesn't cancel out the other. For Joanna, each new child is a reminder of the fragility of life and the beauty of it. When I look at my daughter Evelyn, I think of Annabelle. I think of what she taught me about love, even though I never got to hear her cry. A message to other women. As the sisters wrap up their shared interview, they offer a message to other women who may be walking through miscarriage. You are not alone, Jill says. Your baby mattered, adds Jessa. And it's okay to grieve, to cry, to scream, to question everything, Joanna finishes. You are still a mother. Epilogue. Silent cradles, unbroken love. Miscarriage remains one of the most painful and least discussed realities of motherhood. But for the Duggar sisters, Breaking the silence is a step toward healing, not just for themselves, but for every woman who has ever whispered a goodbye they never thought they'd have to say. Their stories are not just about loss. They are about love, the kind that never dies. And in that, they find their strength.